Sorry. Hi, everyone. I think I'm ahead of my game here today, but we're good to go. Thank you, Minnie. All thumbs up here, ready to go. Well, welcome to the Talk of Success. And once again, we're here to bring on guests who want to talk about their success because, as we always mention, success is something that's very personal. It's different for everyone. And for some of us, even though we're working for other organizations and institutions, we're still very entrepreneurial in how we bring about success to the organization, which I think is pretty phenomenal. As you may know, you don't know me yet, but my name is Jacqueline Mejias Fuertes. I am the Regional Director of the Small Business Development Center at Brookdale Community College, also known as Monmouth and Ocean Small Business Development Center. And just a little shout out to the organization itself. It definitely has been around, and that is the NJSBDC network for plus 40 years. Our center itself at Brookdale Community College has been around for 42 years, which I've mentioned before. I think it's pretty darn amazing knowing that there's an organization out there that's providing some exceptional resources to those people who are in business or are thinking of starting a business, have that entrepreneurial mindset, don't know what to do with it, want to explore an idea, or are in business and trying to figure out, hey, how do I get it to the next level? I just want to let you know that's what we're here to do for you. But that's what we do on the side. Our podcast, however, Talk of Success, it's really to help individuals become more empowered through knowledge. I feel it's key. Education to me is the foundation that's going to provide you with all the opportunities that you need in life to succeed. So with our podcast, it is a little mixture of ad lib because we really don't sit down and talk too much about what we're going to say. We do go through some questions to kind of shape it out, but it's really to get our guests here and to talk about their success and how is it that they became successful and, what are the challenges that they encountered. But it's more of an upbeat type of podcast. And once again, I have to say thank you to Shared Universe because without them, you know what I say, technology, I love it, but it's not me. It's them. So without them, I could not be doing this today. So again, to everyone from a Shared Universe, I can't thank you enough because they do record it for us, they get it up for us, they get us on Spotify. I think it's just amazing. We're also on iTunes, and I'm like, woohoo, here we go. And that's what we do in our particular center. It is all about technology and how it's impacting businesses as well, because we're pretty innovative. We try to think outside of the box. I have an amazing team in my office, and that includes the ladies that work with me in the office. Can't help that they're ladies right now, but we have a slew of consultants that are males. But that being said, one of my colleagues actually from Brookdale, she has been so instrumental in so many ways. And I want to introduce to you, and I'm looking at her name because I want to say the whole name, even though you have it on the screen already, is Lauren Concar Sheehy. And I hope I didn't beat up any of your names.
Good.
And she is actually the executive director of the Garden State Film Festival. In addition to, I want you to know, she is the first woman manager of Brookdale Community College TV. She's a lady that's awesome in her own right.
Thank you.
This year, she received the Phenomenal Woman Under 40 Award given to her by the Girl Scouts of Jersey Shore, which is phenomenal. She's a phenom. Woohoo! So, Lauren, welcome to our show, and thank you for agreeing to come on because, like I said, you are an amazing woman. Definitely inspiring.
Thank you.
You help others become empowered, and you do this in such a beautiful way. So tell us a little bit more that I haven't said about you already.
Okay.
And, and she does this. I have to say that as executive director of the Garden State Film Festival, this is volunteering, isn't it?
I've been involved for 18 years, and I got involved first because of Brookdale Television. So Roger Conant, who was the manager at the time, said, "Diana, I'm giving you Lauren." So I didn't know what that meant. I went and produced a segment on the Garden State Film Festival, and then I drank the Kool-Aid, and that was really it. I got to hang out with Glenn Close, and there was just so many amazing things, but also the young filmmakers that really, Garden State Film Festival is a springboard for them, seasoned filmmakers and aspiring filmmakers. So I fell in love, and Asbury was a completely different place than it is now, and it was just amazing. So that, and Brookdale Television, I love. I'm still there. I started working at Brookdale in 1999.
I was going to say when you were 12, right?
And then I'm so fortunate because while I was a student at Brookdale, I worked at Brookdale, and then I also worked at an all-female production company called Lash Media. They were in Middletown, and I really had an amazing, early career. At the time, you don't know when you're going through the good old days, but it was amazing. I was the only chick recording at the Rolling Rock concert series with the camera on my shoulder.
Awesome.
So I'm the only girl going down in the mud. There was NERD, Velvet Revolver, ZZ Top. So I've just had a really great, amazing ride. But at the same time, I keep getting really powerful women in my life that kind of just help my path. You were one of them, Joan. Diane Raver. There's so many that just come into my life, and my path has just been, adjusted along the way.
That's pretty awesome. One thing that you said, and I forgot to mention, because you also, for Brookdale alumni, you are...
Oh, right. Hi, I'm the president of the Brookdale Alumni
I said, how do I leave that out?
I know. Well, there's more, but it's too many things. People won't believe me.
I know, but I do, because I see it. And the fact is that success does start at Brookdale, and you're going to hear that a lot from me, because a lot of the people that we encounter, and I always say it doesn't matter where I go, it's less than, they used to go 6 degrees of separation, I feel 3. Yep. 1, 2, and the third person has something to do with Brookdale. But that's pretty amazing how you got your start on TV with broadcasting. Mm-hmm. I mean, you do a phenomenal job with Brookdale TV.
Thank you.
I remember during Superstorm Sandy when you came out with your crew.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that?
That was awesome.
Lauren was amazing. I mean, she was taping for our organization, directing really, because she had a crew. And we were talking about how we were able to help certain businesses during Superstorm Sandy. And if you want to see any of those videos, I have to tell you, they are on our YouTube channel, which you can find on the mosbdc.com. Remember, that's our tag for everything. So definitely. Now, when you think about how you got yourself started, what put you on that pathway?
So, wait, I want to add that Jennifer Annabelli, who I work with at Brookdale,
right.
She's my heterosexual life partner. I love her. And, it's always the redhead and the blonde. If nobody can remember our names, it's the redhead and the blonde.
That's true.
She was instrumental. We had such a great time recording all of those Sandy interviews because the businesses really needed to get their message out.
Right, and you guys did a phenomenal job.
It was so good.
So, yes, and a shout out to Jennifer. Sorry, Jennifer, I should have thought about it and said, Jennifer, come on the show with us too. But there's just a lot going on in this head sometimes.
Me too,
but definitely a shout out to Jennifer, because she has been wonderful. And you guys are. They're actually my neighbor at Brookdale, so we're side by side in terms of where our offices are. I kind of want to treat our offices like suites.
Yeah.
And they're right next to each other.
It's amazing.
So,
okay, so people don't really know this part. I started off working at a small business, a pharmacy. So in the beginning, I was running the front of the pharmacy, and then they asked me to be a pharmacist technician. So usually I think regular, normal people, want to be a pharmacist technician. So they asked me to be a technician, and I was like, what? So don't forget, I'm a teenager. This is before you had to be certified, whatever. So I learned all the ropes of that, and I really got a sense of community. Now when you go to a big pharmacy, it's like, come back in 3 days for your prescription. So I knew, okay, what is your name, blah, 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 we'll make it in 3 to 7 minutes. But also I had such pride that I was working for somebody and this was his business. So really, even today at Brookdale, that sense of community and helping people really stuck with me. Even in the film festival, we have over 300 volunteers. Our core staff is very, very small. Again, really strong women. It's almost all women. I mean, the board, we have men, but the day-to-day operations, it's women. And I'm really lucky, as I said, going through life, I'm like, what? Where am I? What? But, now thinking back, really, there's people lost and there's people, at Brookdale that don't know what they're doing. We take mentors from the communications high school, high tech high, so many different schools, Middletown, North and South. And it just really was great because at Brookdale, when I started, Bill Burns was there, Chad Anderson, and they really helped me. So I like giving back and being able to, connect with the students, take them under our wing, but also keep in touch with them. Like Laura Vetter, who's been here. We keep in touch with them as they go on and venture into their careers. So we help them get their start. At Brookdale, we help them get their start with careers. And Brookdale Television is not part of the academic communications media. So it's a whole other, building block that you have if you want to take advantage of it at Brookdale.
No, absolutely. And I do have to say, you mentioned a few things. One was mentors and how you had several mentors, but I know you also mentor as well. And when I think about community, again, I know how much you give, and I want you all to know, yes, I volunteer at the Garden State Film Festival.
Yay.
This will be, I think, my 4th year.
Yep.
I was roped in, and before
Gave you
you
the
know it,
Kool-Aid.
I know, drank the Kool-Aid, and I'm like, look, I can't do much, but I can volunteer a day. I'll be more than happy to be one of the speakers and talk about a film or run,
A venue.
A
She runs
venue.
a
I
venue.
know. Get out of town. I could run a venue.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Adding that to my tool belt. Other things that I can do. Set it up. Make sure my crew's working. I come in with the crew. Let me tell you. I'm like, okay, no, I have my people. They're going to be here this day. They're going to be here this day. This is when I can work for you. So, yes, she gave me the opportunity. And that's what we do. We give each other opportunity to grow and to inspire others, which for me is phenomenal. I mean, I think about it, and if it wasn't, like you said, for certain individuals who enter your life that you never even thought of them as mentors at one point, and not until life passes by, because it doesn't pass you by, but as time goes by, you turn around and you go, wow, that person made a huge impact on my life. And I may have said it before, I had one person who did that for me, and she didn't even know she was a mentor, and it was at Brookdale. And when she retired, I said, if it wasn't for you, I would not be doing this.
Wow.
And she was like, what?
I love that.
And, and I said, absolutely. I said, you have more faith in me than I had in me.
Wow.
So how do you reach levels of success? Is by having other people identifying the things that you are phenomenal at, which to me, that's why you're here. Because, you have reached a huge level of success. I'm not even sure if that's the way to say it, but the level of success has been incredible, and I see it in how you're constantly giving back to the community, because I know you do this and you volunteer through the Garden State Film Festival. You volunteered for our Women Entrepreneurs Rock in the past. I know you do stuff for the Colts Neck. What is it? I'm trying to think of...
we have the Jersey Shore Youth Rugby. It's K through
That's
8th
it.
grade
Exactly.
rugby. It's in Rumson Fairhaven. My husband coaches along with Peter Hogan. And also my husband volunteers for so many things. So it's good, he's my rock. It's good that we can go do our thing, come back and do it with each other. And he is on the board of the Garden State Film Festival. He was in a Hellman's mayonnaise commercial, by the way.
Ooh, nice to know. Wow.
So we just have a lot of fun. But it doesn't feel like work, because it's fun and it's something, you just want to do, even though I don't really rest. But
well, that leads me to, okay, we talk about sacrifices, right? So we all know that in order to achieve certain levels, there's things that we have to give up. Whether we like it or not. I know that when I was a business owner, I did it so I could be home with my kids. But even though I was home with my kids, didn't always mean I was home with my kids, right? And there were times when, yes, mom couldn't go to the soccer game or attend a certain event because of my production schedule at the time. So I know that in order for you to reach a certain level, sacrifice comes with that. And a great deal of people think that being a business owner is like, a piece of cake, or being successful is a piece of cake. It's actually hard work every day. You have to come in and be willing to put it in every day. One of the things that I love from the 4 agreements is always do your best. Whatever that may be for the day. Sometimes I'm at 150. I know, for the day, because sometimes I'm at 150 and other days I'm like barely cranking 75.
I know.
It's like, well, today's one of those days.
Here I am.
Here I am with my coffee, because I need more than that to keep me going. So for you, what were the sacrifices that you feel you've made to reach this level of success? Because I have to say, people may not truly understand, but I know your schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do. You see
I
me
know
when
you
I'm
go,
like,
and I'm like, come on, Lauren.
I'm like,
You know?
hi. Don't look at me today.
I'm telling you, we're neighbors, so we know.
And I'm in like gym clothes,
You're like dragging
help
yourself
me.
in, and we're running out and going, yeah.
I don't
Or in
even
the
know what
evening,
time it
I know,
is.
in the
Yeah.
evening, going, okay, time to quit.
And
or,
we're like, only our
I'm
cars are
sorry.
the only cars here, or a Saturday.
right in the parking lot. You're like, okay, you know who's here today, right? But okay, so tell me, sacrifices. What were the sacrifices you feel you may have made? Yeah,
definitely taking time for myself. Like now, I don't know about you, but I'm trying to schedule it in my phone. If it's in my phone, I'll remember to do it and I'll do it. If it's not in my phone, I'll be like, oh, sleep? Like, what am I doing? Because as soon as I get home from Brookdale, I'm watching films. Like, the film festival is an everyday process. Because even during the 2019 festival, in my head, I'm planning the 2020 festival to see what types of things do I want to do differently. Do I want to add something? And then, you know, we all talk about it as a team. But secretly, during the festival, in my head, I'm like, present, but I'm not really present because I'm somewhere else thinking of what I'm doing. So I think that's not great. That's a sacrifice my mental health. Just kidding. And also just my brother has 4 kids. Like, I don't really get to see them that much. My sister and my parents get to see them. Even my own stepkids. Like with the youngest Tigers rugby games. I'm like, can I please have the schedule so I can plan everything else around that? So just making a priority for the things that, you know, are a priority in my life, so that way my calendar doesn't just get completely filled. Because it'll be open and then, oh no, I have this, that, and that, and that. That's another thing. Doing too many things in one day. That's not good.
Right. I mean, and sacrificing your health. I think that's what we've done in the past, whereas I have to say, as I've grown older, thanks to mentors that have said, what are you doing? You know, what do you think is going to be on your tombstone when you die? You work yourself to death? Good luck with that. And a mentor told me that once. I know. And I said, a mentor told me that once. And I was like, no, I don't think so. But it took me getting to the age of 50 to realize and turn around. I'm good. Yeah, I know. Good genes, as we say at home. Good genes, as my daughter would say. But no, getting to that age of 50, realizing that no matter how I look at it, most of my life is done, because I say I'm going to check out at 85. Talk to me at 85 and we'll see. But so what do I have left to go? But I realized that what kind of quality of life do I want?
Yeah.
I realized that I sacrificed so much to get a business off the ground, to reach some level of success. Not that that's what I was aiming for, because for me, you know, and I'm sure for you as well, success is not something that I'm like, oh, what can I do to be called a success? It's not. It's our day-to-day operations, the things that we keep on doing because we like giving back to the community. So when it comes to our health, not turning around and going, okay, what am I doing today? Because I get your schedule. And you're right. Yeah. If it's not on my schedule, it's not happening. You know,
ding, ding. Go here, do this, do that. I'm like, okay.
Exactly. It's not happening. People will send me things and I'm like, well, we'll see. Ooh, conflict, not happening.
Yeah.
And I realized I stopped multitasking. So when you said
putting, yet.
You'll get there. I stopped multitasking and I started looking at my schedule and saying, okay, how much can I actually do before passing out, being exhausted? You know, the weekend rolls around and I want to do more on a personal level, but I'm too tired.
Right.
So
I know.
With
so
health,
tired.
you have to be careful, and I agree with you, sacrificing your health and not taking time to be with your family. You know, which, interesting enough, from me, when I had my business, it was about spending time with my family.
Right. So you're there, but you're like, hey, I'm right here. I'm just doing this. I'll be right there. I'll be right there in 5 more minutes. Hold on.
I know. Yeah. I was telling someone the story that I said, even though I was a stay-at-home mom, so to speak, because I had my own business, so I don't know how that was, staying at home, but my kids would always be the last kids to be picked up from school.
Oh.
And it got to the point that as my daughter grew older, she said, I'm walking home from school. Picking up the kid, meaning her brother, were walking home. I gave her a cell phone, and I said, if you're not home in 15 minutes, I'm coming out to find you. But they were like, Mom, what? You're like 2 minutes away, and yet you're still the last mom to come pick us up. But they got it. They understood why, what I, you know.
Yeah, but your daughter's so strong now. Like, look what you've
Yeah,
And your son.
she's a pretty
Yeah,
amazing
man.
young lady.
Yeah.
Still, we're always working at achieving our best. Like I said, going back to doing it on a daily basis. But she is. I have to thank you for mentioning
Yeah,
my
man.
children,
Yeah.
which I never mentioned on the show. But yes, I have two amazing young adults. We all go through our challenges, but overall, they're great in giving back to the community. They know the sense of family. Yep, we have our
Traveling.
yep.
She's
Oh, she's
traveling by
amazing.
herself, man.
She's amazing. I have to say, and if she hears me talking about her, she'll go, "Why did you do that?"
Sorry.
So she'll go, "Mom, no, don't talk about me." They are phenomenal. I do believe both of my children, and I'll say Crystal and Brandon under my breath, they are phenomenal. So family, making sure you sacrifice a bit in order to achieve certain levels of success with your family. Now, along with sacrifice, we know how it made us feel, not where we wanted to be as individuals, as women, a business person, period. It doesn't matter the gender, saying how engaged am I with my family. So that's huge.
Yeah.
Now, as we go through these different steps, achieving different levels of success, what mistakes do you think have provided you with some really great lessons that you would like to share with us and say, hey, if you could avoid that pitfall, take a look at this. Because so I'll give you a couple of moments to think, because there's always, people think that success just happens, and it doesn't.
Oh yeah, no.
It's a lot of hard work.
No
Along
manicure.
with that,
No manicure here.
I have clear nail polish because I couldn't make it to get my nails done, so at least I put clear at home. So, so I get that, but I found in terms of a mistake I made was the self-care.
Yeah.
It took me a long time to identify.
It's just a huge mistake that we're making.
I know. Really huge.
Yeah.
And it goes for any gender. I don't want them to think that it's
Right.
just women going,
No.
really? Self-care? But you get to the point where you're like, okay, but I'm learning from this.
Right.
In order to be better tomorrow, I have to be healthy today.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, that's a significant lesson, that some people think I'm going to put myself in the back burner because I have family, I have home, I have my business, or I have work. I'm not going to worry about myself just yet. And one of the things that I realized when I had my own business at the time as well was that if you don't give yourself the time, take care of your health, it's going to impact your business.
Exactly, because then you're going to be burnt out, and then a zombie, like, can't do anything.
Yeah, and I know I went through health issues, which made me turn around. I know that you've experienced some health issues as well, because you get to the point that your body's actually telling you.
Yeah, it's like, stop it. Slapping you in the face. Knock it off.
No, you're not doing, what are you doing? Why do you think you're doing this? No, you're not going to do this. Absolutely not. Right? And I love the idea that the mind is going and the body's going,
Yeah, like,
no.
Stop.
Yeah. I get, to me, Sunday is, I try to get it together for Sundays. But Sundays, I could spend a good 7 hours just sitting on the sofa going, vegging out, not really looking at the TV, going,
Good, yeah.
I should be doing something, but I just have to power it down.
That's our problem, is that we can't, like, I feel like I'm wasting time if I'm not getting something done. And I think you do too, from what you just said. So it's like, I could be watching TV, but guess what? I have to watch all these films. So I can't watch TV. I don't know what watching TV is like, really.
It's true. But that's a lesson to be learned, that you do have to power down. For me, it took really getting ill once to understand what it is to power down. And from that to me was a huge, huge lesson. I was on my back for over 2 weeks with vertigo, and it had to do.
I had that too.
Worst thing, if you've never had vertigo, you don't want to have it. Some people may think, oh, it's no big deal. Yes, it is. Your head is spinning. Like, you can't get out of bed for 2 weeks. You're hugging the wall to get to the restroom. Not a pretty picture.
Yeah, no.
But health, that it is. Don't. The biggest mistake is thinking that you could burn the midnight oil.
I know.
And I love it when younger individuals feel that they could do that.
Stay up all night.
Yeah. I remember having a student once, they said, oh no, if I could, if I only sleep 3 hours, I could cut more videos and I could, and I was
No.
like, really? How long do you think that's going to last? And I don't care how young you are.
Right.
So it is. I mean, that's a huge mistake that I feel individuals make when they're running their business. Because when I think of the Garden State Film Festival, you may not be getting paid for it, but it's a business, honey. And you are taking it
Nonprofit.
to, yeah, it's a nonprofit, but still a business. I don't, when you are working for an organization, whether for profit or not for profit, you're still trying to achieve something. We're all trying to make
No,
a
we
profit.
are.
We're all trying to stay afloat. We're all trying to provide these services and opportunities. I mean, for these young filmmakers, that if they're not picked up here, where else are they going to get picked up? When is an audience going to be able to see them? And it's not just the actors, it's the directors and everything that's involved with that. I mean, I look at your production when it comes to the Garden State Film Festival, and my head spins. But I've learned quickly to say, okay, I want to do this venue, this day, and you have me for this block of time rather quickly. So, there's going back to lessons that we always learn. There's also action items. What are 3 action items that you would recommend, and why would you recommend them in order to achieve? I love the fact that your success is so intertwined with the community, because like you, I'm a very community oriented person. I preach community at home, that we live in this community, we have to give back to this community. Find whatever makes you happy and give back to it. And this, I know, I'm trying to think of what's the mermaid thing in Asbury Park?
The
Mermaids. And the reason I'm saying this is because this is how my daughter gives back. She's a fanatic about mermaids.
Oh, right.
And they have, I can't think of, she's going to beat me on that one, but they have, so she volunteers that way.
Oh, cool,
engage. Yeah. So I tell my kids, find what makes you happy, find where you want to give back. And my kids have been giving back. I remember I signed them up with Young Achievers at the YMCA because it was all about them learning about community, giving back to the community, and learning in the process. So, what are the 3 action items, as I said, you would recommend, and why, especially when it involves community? Because you're successful at Brookdale. Obviously, if you've never been to her office, awards all the way around.
But it's also a mess because I'm like, I can't clean up doing everything.
So, but awards all the way around for some wonderful work that they've done through Brookdale TV.
Thank you.
But then community. So your success in the community is amazing.
Thank you.
Bringing in so many volunteers, getting those sponsors in, that's amazing because, again, that is a job, and I don't want to classify it as a job because it's something you love. If you didn't love it, I don't think you would do it with such passion.
Right.
So I'll stop talking now.
No, I think, building your team. I mean, I know I mentioned I'm around strong, powerful women, but the sponsors alone, like Diane Raver is huge with getting all the sponsorships, but so is all of our board. So I think you said earlier, building your team. And that's also our day-to-day operations, like Kristen Dorado. We had to go to Atlantic City to find Kristen Dorado. She's our director of operations. She's amazing. I talk to her every single day, along with Diane. And also, with the community aspect, we have over 300 volunteers. So we had 247 films across 10 venues in 5 days.
That was...
So...
It was amazing. I keep on thinking about it, and what you did, even bringing it into the schools. So I didn't want to take away. So
no, that's okay.
Go ahead.
It's a lot. So even the community center of just our volunteers. So we have kind of like a Garden State Film Festival culture. I think actually because you drank the Kool-Aid. But once you come in, you're basically family. So even the volunteer. This is probably crazy, but the volunteer orientations are held at my house now.
Right.
So really, they come in and off the bat, they're just like, oh my God, like probably this lady's crazy. It's at her house, but also like they feel more connected, which is really great because even we have volunteers for all 18 years that have been with us. They keep coming back. They don't leave. And we also have year-round events. So it's not just the annual event in Asbury Park at the end of March, April, depending on the holidays. But yeah, building your team, because I don't know if we mentioned this, but you should recognize your own strengths and weaknesses and build your team so that it's kind of like yin yang kind of thing.
And you need that. I agree with you. I mean, you're right. Bringing that to light, that it is a team effort. I know that for me, nothing I do I can do alone.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't for my team, I would not be able to achieve certain success. And when I talk about team, it's not just the team that I work with and, you know, my family at work. It's also my family at home.
Mm-hmm.
They're all part of my team, that without them and without the support, things wouldn't happen. I've been privileged to have so many different team members throughout the years. And you live and learn from each and every one. As you say, people do cross our path.
Mm-hmm.
And they provide us with some sort of knowledge that we get to walk away with that makes us a better person. So you're right, team is key. So what else?
Team.
What other one? That was one. That was team. What do we have? What's the second one?
I'm not a Debbie Downer, but in my head I'm always looking for, you know, like I said, during 19, I'm thinking, okay, what do I want to do differently, blah, blah, blah. So I think always defining any challenges or issues or things that you want to change, and then prioritizing what you want to change, because you can't do everything at once, and also delegating to your team like really what's going to go on. So, oh my god, we have Sage. He built our website and is doing so many things. So I'm so happy that, like, also those are things I no longer have to worry about, because when you're as a group and a team recognizing all these things, and then it's just amazing. It's like, it is self-care, because my brain's like, okay, stop, you can stop worrying about that.
Hence a shared universe.
Yeah,
because when we started doing podcasts, when they allowed me to come in for the first time, and it was to talk about Women Entrepreneurs Rock, I was like, this is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And then I spoke to Julia and I said, okay, what does this entail? And I'm like, and they're gonna do it all? I'm like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Again, drinking the Kool-Aid, but finding someone who could take over certain aspects where you don't have to do everything.
And like, you know, spinning a plate here and juggling here. Yeah.
Exactly. And I believe you're right. And delegating.
Yeah.
Which
it's important.
It's important. They don't get it. I mean, yes, to some extent. I remember, oh God, I can't think of his name right now, who came to Brookdale, and oh my God, why am I drawing a blank on his name?
Does he have a TV show?
No. Oh. He's a marketing guru. Oh my gosh, how can I Seth Golden. Oh my God, I'm like, a senior moment.
It happens.
Seth Golden came to our center, and he presented, and this was quite a few years ago, and he looked at me, and I'm talking to my team, and we're gonna take a picture, and I'm like, no, you're here, and I'm getting everyone lined up, and he turns at me and he goes, you're an A personality. And I looked at him and I took offense to that.
Yeah, I would.
So then I tell my dean, and she looks at me and she goes, and what's wrong with that? And
no.
I said, okay, it wasn't that bad. It's just, for me, it was that, if we don't line up properly, this picture's going to look like crap.
Yeah.
And then what? But I've also learned to back off the A personality thing and say, you know what? You can do it. As long as the results are there, I don't care how you do it. Mm-hmm. Just get to it. I'm good at learning to delegate. Nope, I don't have to jump in and do it myself. Mm-hmm. You're good.
Yeah, yep.
You know, I encourage you. Keep on working at it. Make it better.
Have a good time. Tell me later.
You know, encounter any problems. I'm here to help you come up with a solution. But it's not about me doing it all. And you're right. It's first having those team members, and then realizing that there's going to be some challenges that are going to come up, and how is it that you're going to address those challenges, and having the right people in place to definitely help you move along.
Just to be, if we're all rowing in the same place, you know, it's going to be stronger.
Right.
And it's so important.
It is. So being able to delegate. So that's what I got out of that one. It was like action item, be able to delegate, you know. So, all right. So now you still have one more, because we have 3.
Well, I already talked about team, but I think you should continuously be looking to build upon your team. Because I think even with boards, you know, do a gap analysis, see what's missing, see where you can grow. So I don't think that Jen and I always say, That made me soggy. Like, you don't want to be
That
stuck.
made me soggy.
There was a cartoon, and it was Captain Crunch, but it was like a knockoff of Captain Crunch. Anyway, it was hysterical. He wound up in the loony bin and they like did a lobotomy, but it was just hysterical. So we always say, like, you know, don't just be stuck where you are. Like, constantly keep growing, and that also means bringing new people on board, because again, even though, you know, there's some people that think they know everything, and okay, that's okay if you want to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like you learn from other people, and there's always going to be, technology is constantly changing. There's always going to be a new skill set, or if there's an app or whatever the heck it is. But I think that it's so important to keep evolving and growing your partnerships with other small businesses, other organizations. So it's just so important. Hi.
Interesting. We just had a slight visitor. Okay.
Yay!
Hi.
They know-
And then we keep on going.
These are
But
fans.
they're knocking at our door. What can I say? But you're right. In order to grow, I love that, you know, to think about bringing in new people, you know, changing status quo. Some people
Yeah.
have such a hard time making changes. And I just read an article over the weekend, and it had to do about adaptation
Yeah.
and changing, and what a business is doing to do that, to be able to change, to be able to adapt. Some find it difficult and can never. And then others, that's the one thing you could count on in our world today, is that it's changing. That
Right,
is the one
constantly
and only
changing.
constant thing, is that it's changing. So what are you doing about those changes? And I love the fact that you're stating, in order to grow, you have to make sure that you're adapting, that you're learning, that you're bringing in new ideas. You know, if the individuals who are there are constantly bringing new ideas, fabulous. But if it turns into status quo, and it's because we're all comfortable,
Right.
and we think
So-
that there's nothing we can do to make it better, you're going down the
Then
wrong
that's
road.
the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that, but I saw that a lot when Superstorm Sandy hit, which is so many years ago, but people are still kind of reeling from it, and we still talk about it because it impacted us so much
Yeah.
here at the Jersey
Well, even
Shores,
the
Monmouth and
videos,
Ocean.
all the videos I had to make, they're still ingrained in my mind, like the water coming up to the window and everything. I edited a lot of videos for the OEM and the sheriff's office, so all of the content, it's still in my mind, like, ugh.
Yeah. So with businesses, I'm hoping that one of the takeaways for them was that in terms of learning to adapt, because they came back and said, you know, whether their businesses were impacted because it was shut down or water got into their establishment, you know, they were trying to get business back, but they wanted to keep on doing it the same
way,
old
yeah.
way. And when I would ask the question, what are you doing differently? Did you come up with a different marketing strategy? What is it that, you know, you're saying this isn't working, but what are you doing to change it? Their response to me was, I've been in business 25 years.
I know this.
So I'm like, so how am I going to help you if you're not willing to take any
Be
recommendations? You're not willing to learn. You're not willing to understand that the world we live in is not the same world anymore. And after our recession, the Great Recession that started 2007, 2008, come on, think about it. There's nothing you can do the way you used to do it before. And while I'm not telling you get on that hamster wheel and start changing, because
Yeah.
that'll make you crazy, it is that we have to adapt. And then we have technology, you know, and I can't stress it enough. You know, we're in the fourth industrial revolution. I'll mention it over and over
That
on
sounds
this show.
scary when you say it like that.
I know, but it's true. And our third industrial revolution, that was the internet. You know
Yeah.
how old the internet is now?
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't we remember that?
Yeah.
Emails were, you were lucky if you had an email.
Yeah, or the floppy. The old they were like,
Exactly. That size.
Yeah.
So, but now, you know, things change so quickly. I was informing my class that you can use Alexa now to help determine how many clients you need per day to reach a goal. Alexa. I went to a conference at NACE last year, which is the National Association of Community Colleges and Entrepreneurship. And one
I
of the
wanna go.
presentations was on how they were using Alexa. And I just stood there dumbfounded when he gets up there and he goes, Alexa, I brought in X amount of dollars yesterday. How many more clients do I need to make sure I'm in the red?
Oh, so it's math secretly. It's math.
So, yeah, but it's put into Alexa. So now you don't have to think about it. You can say, if I'm falling behind, okay, Alexa, this is the fourth industrial revolution. Yeah. So technology is changing the way we do things. It changes the way we live. It changes the way we run our businesses and how we're going to be successful. So again, learning, you know, I'm a lifelong learner.
Yeah,
you're a lifelong learner. Yes. You know, we have an awesome lifelong learning department at Brookdale under the Continuing Professional Studies department. So it is. And I can't, you're right, you gave 3 wonderful points. Going back to team, your team members, who are they?
Yeah.
How are they helping to contribute to the greater good? I'm always telling my team.
And if they're bringing you down, cut loose.
Hey, again, a mentor said, hire slowly, fire quickly. And I was like, words to live by. He said that at one of leadership events that he had at our center, and I was like, I am writing that down because he is so right. Wow. And I'm sure you've heard it before. So you're right. If the person or individuals are not contributing, are not looking to contribute in a positive manner, because we all have a life. No one is asking you to work 80 hours a week, and we should definitely
to ourselves, by the way.
No, I'm trying to step away from that. I'm down to 60. I'm working backwards now.
All right, I'm gonna get right behind you on that.
Well, we're working backwards on that. Stopping the mind, because I may not be writing, but it's still in my mind. So going back and with teams, so making sure you pick the right team members, learning how to delegate. That's huge. Successful people know how to delegate. They understand that they cannot do it all. They know what their skill sets are.
Yeah, but that also includes trust. Trust is a huge thing, because I feel like the ones that can't delegate are scared. Because they may not really trust it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they don't trust anyone could do it better than they can, or maybe they're afraid. You know what?
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm like, bring it on. And what resources do you need to get it going?
Here you go.
Here you go. Let me see. Can I acquire it for you? I'm going to try my best. You bring me a program and you tell me, Jackie, I need that because it's going to do X, Y, and Z for this center. I'm on it. I will find the fundings to make it happen. But it is that. It's knowing your limitations, knowing your skill set, knowing what you are passionate about and what you're not passionate about, and saying, okay, let's work it out. And so being able to delegate, and then growth, learning. Neil hit the nail on the head. What is that? I couldn't get it out.
Yeah.
But being lifelong learners, knowing that the world we live in is constantly changing.
It is.
How are you adapting to it?
If you can adapt, you can survive.
Exactly. And that's it.
Yeah.
Survival, you absolutely want to do that. So along with this, now we have what we call the Did You Know section, because we are getting there.
We should have a jingle for that.
Come up with something. Okay. Come up with something, and we'll definitely get it on, right, Ming? Okay. She comes up with a jingle. I got the thumbs up from Ming. Okay, you could definitely contribute to our Talk of Success and come up with a little jingle there.
Oh, we'll have the students. We'll get the students.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We love getting our students involved in anything we do. Write it down.
Or I'll forget.
So, yep. And I have to write it. I'm not using my phone because I said I will not multitask, but jingle.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. You write jingle. I'm writing it. You're typing it into your device, and I'm actually writing it. Jingle. For the Did You Know section. And this podcast is constantly evolving. I do want to say, now that I'm thinking about it, if anyone who's listening or watching us live, whichever one it is, I do want to say that if you come up with something and you're like, hey, Jackie, you want to talk about this, or you have an idea, hey, definitely share. You can send it to our email at mosbdc@brookdalecc.edu, or if you have my personal email, you can also send that off to me as well. So getting back to our Did You Know section. Did you know? Did you know? So with our Did You Know, some of the things that happen under this section is upcoming events, things that happen either at Brookdale or through our SBDC. I have to say that events are coming up where there's always so many fundraisers that are coming up, ways that you could contribute and give back to the community. But I want you to know that October 21st, and registration is already open. It's for our Women Entrepreneurs Rock event. This is going to be our 6th annual. I am so excited and so blown away over this that it's going to happen. Interesting enough, every time I turn around, someone is saying, can I be on it? Can I be on it? And I have to say, I always say submit. You can send something over to me. I do not guarantee that you're going to be on, but if you're a great speaker, you have a great story, it revolves around business, I'm listening. Definitely if you have a video, you can send that over as well. So October 21st, again, at the legendary Stone Pony. I can't thank the Stone Pony enough and Carolyn O'Toole for allowing this to happen. TD Bank is our gold sponsor this year, as they have been, I want to say, for all 6 years. Yeah. So, hey, kudos to TD Bank. Thank you for recognizing the importance of having an event such as Women Entrepreneurs Rock, and how we're able to give back to an underserved community, meaning women entrepreneurs, the fastest growing segment in entrepreneurship. So along with that, Shared Universe is also one of our head sponsors. Great. Happy to say that they're going to be at the Stone Pony. We will be taping our Talk of Success live from there October 21st. So awesome. I don't know if you want to be in the background or something and wave, you're more than welcome to come and do so. And then along with that, October 30th, we are having a Long Branch Accelerator pitch competition event. And what that event is all about is helping individuals in the Long Branch. And hey, hi. Okay, we're good. Say hi. You're on. Say hi. Hi.
I'm in the wrong door.
Hi,
Allison. So along
She's
with
great. I love her.
Yeah, she is. She also works with another women's program too,
Allison. That's how I'm on next.
I know. You're a busy lady. I know that. She's a busy lady. So as I was saying, with the Long Branch Accelerator pitch competition, it's going to be held at the Wave in Long Branch. They're hosting it for us, which we're very grateful for. So more information is going to be coming out on that relatively soon. So also we are looking for sponsors for that event. So if you're interested, again, you could reach out to us on MOSBDC at brookdalecc.edu. And then in November, we're having a veterans event during Veterans Week. So we will talk more about that. That's a statewide event coming from our New Jersey Small Business Development Center Network. I always say, when I have to say my title, it's like, kill me. And then Garden State Film Festival, and that one I'm going to have Lauren chime in here and tell you more about it, simply because I know that they're always looking for volunteers. And for those of you who volunteer, take it from me, an individual that has done it, and like I said, 4 years running, I believe.
It's all a blur.
Yeah, it is, but I think it's 4 years running at this point. And like I said, I keep on bringing my own team, and we have a fabulous time from when it opens.
The party.
It's nice. You get to see it. Absolutely. So they do an amazing job. Oh, and now that you said convention hall, I just want to step back just a little bit, because I do want to thank Madison Marquette again for being one of our main sponsors of Women Entrepreneurs Rock. Again, without these individuals, we would not be able to do it. So shout out to Pasqualina De Lucia. I know DeBauer. David, don't get upset at me, her husband, if I didn't say the last name right. So De Lucia is how I met her, though.
Right.
I'm very fond of her. Absolutely. So again, thank you to them for helping us with Women Entrepreneurs Rock and being such great sponsors. But going back to Garden State Film Festival for 2020, because it will be here before you know it. I know it's October right now, and she's putting it up on the screen. There you go. So go ahead. Tell us about it.
It is March 25th to the 29th, 2020. But I want to read this so that I don't forget anybody.
Okay.
Me. Just kidding. The Garden State Film Festival, Artist Alike Studios, the New Jersey Motion Picture and Television Commission, and the New Jersey School Board Association, in conjunction with Stevie Van Zandt's Teach Rock Initiative and the Rock and Roll Forever Foundation, created the Hometown documentary series, and we're looking for New Jersey school documentary shorts that are works written, directed, and shot by students.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yep. Films must focus on some aspect of their hometown that profiles an interesting person, place, or time period, or subject who is related to the arts. So this is a new category that we have open, and we're so excited. So October 21st to the 24th is the New Jersey School Board Convention in Atlantic City, and the Garden State Film Festival is going to be there because we have a workshop where 11 or 12 of our high school films, so we have high school and younger films at the annual festival. So it's not just, independent films, it's also school works. And we always have an educational component, a statewide field trip. So I'm super excited because we're presenting our students' films in Atlantic City to over 8,000 new attendees at the New Jersey School Board Association. So we're super psyched, and we have this category to get new films and to showcase next year at the New Jersey School Board Association convention.
Wow, that is pretty amazing. Since you're mentioning the schools, and we care about education because it's key. So again, I know that last year it was the first time you did something, I think, with the high schoolers, that they came in.
Oh no, so we do it every year, but people don't really know it.
I know, so that's why I want you to mention it, because I know that I have a friend who, her daughter goes to Middletown North, and she was like, well, I wanted to go and I didn't know about it, and so they weren't part of it. So if they're doing that, just mention.
Yeah,
mention on
the
that.
Thursday, so the film festival starts on a Wednesday. We're 5 days, 5, 5, 5. So Thursday during the day. Last year we had 250 students come to the Asbury Lanes.
Right, that's
for,
the event I was talking about.
An animation workshop. So there were various different forms of animation. The kids made really cute videos. But we've been doing this for all 18 years. Surprise!
Wow.
Yeah, and this year we're going to be at the Paramount. I'm really excited. This year the statewide field trip is going to be about esports and virtual reality.
Wow,
that's hot off the press. Yeah.
How cool is that?
But we just don't brag, I guess. We don't brag enough.
You can't be, they used to say that the Small Business Development Center was the best kept secret. And I'm like, I'm nobody's secret.
Yeah.
I need to be out of front and center.
I know.
How are our businesses going to know about the resources if we're not out front and center? So that's why same thing with the Garden State Film Festival when it comes to those in high school. Look at the opportunity.
And younger. Now it's younger too, because these kids come out of the womb with mobile devices.
Absolutely.
And they're doing video films, like, coming right out.
And I remember when my son created his first video game, and it was at Brookdale summer camp through Black Rocket. And I don't even think he was 12 years old. And I'm like, you're doing what?
Yeah.
So blow my mind away.
It's amazing.
So
high school and younger.
So that's wonderful.
Then also we keep in touch with those students too, and then we go along with them in their career. I mean, you become family.
Yeah.
You're in the GSFF family.
Hey. I know I'm part of that family. So
yeah, you are.
Feeling good.
So go to our website, gsff.org. The homepage is all about how to submit for 2020. The deadline is December 1st. Filmmakers are procrastinators, so put it on your calendar now, and maybe you'll do it in a month.
Okay. So for anyone listening to this podcast, if you are involved with any K through 12 school, you're listening to it, and you may have said, I'm not going to run a business. This podcast also provides you with other information, especially in the section, did you know section. I'm waiting for my jingle. And so here now you know that if it's something that you think your school may be interested, school district, definitely you want to reach out to Lauren. And where can they talk to you, Lauren?
You can call my cell phone, 732-841-7999. I know I'm crazy. That's my cell phone number.
And I agree.
And also,
I was like, she just gave you her cell number.
I have
Say it one more time.
732-841-7999. The Film Fest, we had over 22 countries last year. They call me. And then my email address is Lauren, LAUREN, @gsff.org. That's for Garden State Film Festival. The abbreviation is gsff.org. We're a nonprofit. We're looking for sponsors because the funding for the arts in New Jersey is bad. help us.
Always, always a shout out, especially when you do so much great work for the community. And the arts are important
So
for
important.
the growing population, even the older population. I mean, it's a place where we go to continue learning. It's part of our lifelong learning mission, so to speak. So, with that, we are coming to a close. It's been a wonderful morning. And if you're watching this in the afternoon, hey, thanks. Thanks for
Good
watching.
afternoon.
I know, but I do want to say, follow us, like us, share us. Definitely when, if you're watching live, definitely share us. We'll put us up on our own website as well. And if you are a friend of mine, you're going to get it anyway in your feed. But share it, especially the fact that we have so much information regarding giving back to the community, how that allows individuals to be successful in their own right. Our tag, I guess, is MOSBDC for everything. We make it simple. It's Monmouth and Ocean Small Business Development Centers. So that's our handle for everything. So if you need to find more information on this, also if you need information on the NJSBDC at Brookdale, definitely visit our website at mosbdc.com. We try to keep that up to date, giving you all the events that are coming up. So once again, thank you for taking time. If you hung out with us the whole time, if you jumped in for a little bit, definitely if you're driving somewhere, put us up. Remember, we're on iTunes, we're on Spotify, thanks to Shared Universe. So you can find us on the Shared Universe. Yay! I'm so excited about that. I just giddy over it. But with that, thank you all for taking time to listen. And next week we will have another wonderful guest. So make sure to tune in. And it's always we are trying to do it on Wednesday mornings, but sometimes it may be in the afternoon. But for the most part, look for us Wednesday mornings. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the week.
Thank you.
Thanks.